Welcome to the reading of the Times Reporter newspaper for Tuesday, November 24th. My name is Pam, and let's begin our reading with the area deaths. Michael Alsept, 90, of Strasburg, and a former Leesville resident, died Thursday morning, November 19th, in the Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital at Dover following a brief illness. A memorial service for Mitch will be organized by his family at a later date. James Douglas Bradshaw, 65, of Cambridge, died Thursday, November 19th, at Marion General Hospital. A celebration of life service will be held when circumstances permit. Betty Louise Eichelberry, 85, of Country Club Retirement Campus at Dover, died early Saturday, November 21st, while under the care of community hospice. A private graveside service will be held in the Holmes Church Cemetery. Patricia Jill Friley, 92, of Uhrichsville, passed away Saturday, November 21st, at Sycamore Run Nursing Home in Millersburg. Private family services will be observed. Harry Jr. Kenny, of Newcomerstown, passed with his family by his side Friday, November 20th, at Union Hospital, following a battle with coronavirus. Services will be held at the Indian Valley High School Gymnasium on Wednesday, November 25th at 2 p.m., with visitation prior to the service from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Well, that concludes the area readings of the deaths for today's online edition. We'll now begin with our first article. And here it is. COVID-19, 301 new cases in Tuscarawas County. As of Monday, there were 3,175 cases of COVID-19 in Tuscarawas County. That's an increase of 301 since Friday. Of that number, 1,347 are active cases and 1,771 are presumed recovered. There have been a total of 57 deaths. The Tuscarawas County Health Department reported Monday that it is canceling all clinical appointments through December 4th because it has a smaller number of available staff due to COVID-19 related illnesses and quarantines. Coronavirus in Tuscarawas County Health Commissioner diagnosed with COVID-19. How about that? We are currently in the process of calling our patients to reschedule their medical appointments, the department said on its Facebook page. We will continue to provide COVID-19 testing and all other essential public health services during this time. Also, due to the high volume of local COVID-19 cases and out of an abundance of caution, we encourage the public to reduce in-person visits to the health department whenever possible by contacting us via phone at 330-343-5555, extension 100, and through our website at www.tchdnow.org. For answers to general, not case-specific questions about COVID, call 211. And up next, Denison Village Council votes to extend fire protection service. At the November 19th meeting, the Denison Fire Department will enter into agreements to provide fire protection services to Mill and Union Townships effective January 1. The new agreements will partner the fire and EMS services together for those townships after the ambulance coalition was formed, with Smith Ambulance providing EMS service for these two townships along with Denison and Warwick Township, which includes the village of Tuscarawas. Denison Fire has a mutual aid agreement with Warwick Township. In other actions, Mayor Greg DiDonato received permission to hire outside the council of Bories, Sater, Seymour, and Peace LLP from Columbus after receiving a letter from Uhrichsville Mayor Mark Haney attempting to cancel an agreement on sharing income tax from the Claymont High School. In 1998, both city councils and Claymont Board of Education entered a letter of intent spelling out the agreement by which the towns would share the tax income from the new high school based on a percentage determined by the population of each city. The agreement states that Uhrichsville is sent the tax by the school and is to share the agreed percentage by sending a check to Denison. Yerkesville is currently almost a year behind in sending the agreed percentage to Denison. Solicitor James Ong is also the law director for Yerkesville, which creates a conflict of interest for him to proceed with assisting Denison with the issue. Village Council unanimously agreed to the request. An increase to appropriations has been made since the village is expecting to receive additional CARES Act money before year end. Tax collections are down by $30,500, but they still remain on track for budget for the year. The village collected $743,533.08 of the $820,987.06 projected budget year to date, or 91%. A resolution for temporary appropriations for 2021 was approved for a total of $1,540,239.81. The fire garage donations are currently at $169,957.32. Kathy Norman announced an additional donation of $2,500 from First Federal Community Bank. Temporary heating will be installed at the Railroad Festival Garage, which is being used as temporary housing for the fire truck, pending the building of the fire garage. Brotherhood HVAC will install heat at a cost of $800. The village will work with the Denison Depot Museum to choose a mural for the Village Hall. Council agreed to cancel its December meeting. An ordinance prohibiting excessive noise and sounds which annoy and disturb the peace was passed as an emergency. A pay ordinance was passed for the employees of the village. An ordinance was passed allowing ODOT to perform maintenance on the state route that is inside the city limits. An agreement was approved to allow Tuscarawas County Sheriff to house prisoners in the jail at a cost of $60 per day, a rate that is the same as many previous years. The next meeting will be at 7:15 on January 21st in council chambers. Our next article, Denison Depot cancels the Polar Express train rides for 2020. The Board of Trustees of the Denison Railroad Depot Museum announced Monday they're canceling the popular Polar Express train rides for 2020. The rides were scheduled to run from December 4th through December 13th. Randy Sieber, president of the Depot Board of Trustees, said, "The safety of our visitors, staff, volunteers, and friends on the railroad is our top priority, and for their well-being, we made our decision." Before making the decision, the board and staff sought advice from the Tuscarawas County Health Department, the Genesee and Wyoming Railroad community leaders, the Polar Steering Committee, volunteers, and staff, said Depot Executive Director Wendy Zukal. The support of the railroad, our community, and our amazing corps of volunteers who work tirelessly every year to make Polar happen was overwhelmingly positive, many of whom were willing to continue, she explained. Ultimately, we could not ask them to take the risk. The Polar Express is the largest fundraiser for the depot, and its loss will have a huge economic impact, she said. Even in light of our vigorous cleaning and safety strategy, bringing in visitors from all of Ohio and surrounding states to Tuscarawas County is not something we should do at this time, she said. Polar Express passengers have three options: to donate the value or partial value of their tickets to the Denison Railroad Depot Museum, to carry their ticket value over to 2021 with an array of perks, or to have tickets refunded. Customers will be contacted by email. To help offset this financial loss, donations can be made online at https://denisondepot.org/donate/, or you can mail a donation to Denison Depot, P.O. Box 11, Denison, Ohio 44621. And up next, an ordinance targeting noisemakers is approved in Denison. Village officials are following through on their promise to crack down on excessive noise in the village. Council last week passed an ordinance prohibiting any noise that would annoy or disturb a person with normal hearing sensitivity. Councilman Mike Clark says it's different than the version his committee introduced earlier this fall, with noise defined as any sound that's plainly audible rather than those reaching a specific decibel level. He says that could be loud music, revving engines, or dogs barking for an extended period. Police Chief Todd Beeman says the revision gives his officers more flexibility when it comes to enforcement. Noisemakers could be cited with a misdemeanor and fines up to $150 for violating the ordinance. But Beeman says just keep it down if you're asked, and you'll most likely get off with a warning. And now, health officials offer tips for the family gatherings this week. Local health officials say there are some things you can do to cut down your risk of exposure if attending family get-togethers this Thanksgiving. Tuscarawas County Health Department Health Inspector Greg Dion says frequent, thorough hand washing is recommended more than ever. He also suggests distancing and mask wearing as much as possible. Dion says when getting in a food line, have people wear gloves or use paper towels to grab the serving utensils. Or, he says, you could also just have one person be the designated food server in the line. Churches are altering their Thanksgiving meal plans. In Yerkesville, the pandemic is changing up some of the holiday traditions that usually bring us together over a meal this week. The New Philadelphia First Christian Church has switched its community Thanksgiving dinner on Wednesday to curbside pickup only from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. While Yerkesville First Presbyterian Church pastor Mark Unruh says they're canceling their Thanksgiving meal altogether on Thursday. Unruh now suggests calling or checking in on neighbors and friends this Thanksgiving who could use some company. Unruh says this would have been their 30th year for the Thanksgiving meal. For the last several years, they have been serving over 600 meals annually. United Way is accepting Youth Award nominations. United Way of Greater Stark County is accepting nominations for the 2021 Inspired Youth Award through January 22nd. The award recognizes one young leader who demonstrates outstanding volunteer leadership in their school, community, or group. Criteria for the award includes demonstrating initiative, leadership, and creativity in their service to others, serving as a role model for others in their community, inspiring others to join them in their effort, and helping improve the overall quality of life of fellow citizens and the community in the areas of health, education, or financial stability. The nominee must have been engaged in a volunteer activity that occurred at least partly during the 12 months prior to the date of nomination. They must be a resident of Carroll or Stark County and be ages 18 and younger. The final recipient will receive an award and be featured on the website in the volunteer section. Twin Cities at odds over tax sharing agreement. The village's mayor is threatening legal action against the city of Yerkesville for refusing to honor a long-standing tax-sharing agreement. The two municipalities agreed in 1998 to split the income tax revenue from Claymont High School, with 63% going to the city and 37% to the village. Mayor Greg DiDonato says the agreement was honored from the time the school was built in 2001 until this year when Yerkesville stopped sending the village its share. Mayor Mark Haney, in a letter dated November 12th, informed the village that a law firm had reviewed the agreement in May and deemed it invalid based on a Supreme Court ruling in a case regarding the bond for a municipal pool. DiDonato thinks that's a stretch and says even if it does apply, the city can't invalidate the agreement retroactively. Council on Thursday authorized DiDonato to spend up to $5,000 to retain outside legal counsel, as village solicitor J.J. Ung also serves as Yerkesville law director and is unable to advise or represent either party. Awareness Week brings utility scam warning. American Electric Power is using this time to try and help customers avoid falling victim to scams. Spokeswoman Gina Duplain says scammers posing as AEP employees often target those who are most vulnerable, including senior citizens, low-income residents, and small business owners. She says these imposters will claim you are late on a bill and threaten to shut off your power if you don't make an immediate payment to them. This is Utility Scam Awareness Week, and the pandemic and holidays can make this a high-risk time. But Duplain says they see it throughout the year. She says do not make a payment if you ever have any doubts about the source. Instead, check your online bill or the AEP website or call the 800 number on the bottom of your bill. Garaway Board of Education November 16th meeting. The key action was they heard from Mayor Matt Ottlinger and Andrew Gordon, trustees from Auburn Township, about the CARES Act funding for the school district. The discussion was the board spoke about limited speed for Wi-Fi in some areas of the school district, and they are seeking ways to help local areas. The board told the trustees they should make the decision where the funding is placed. Superintendent Dr. James Millett said currently the district has only one substitute teacher available. Millett said the district is trying to keep education as normal as possible under the circumstances. He said the hybrid model of learning is in effect for the district. This has put an impact on how we operate in the district. It is a struggle and makes challenges on a day-to-day basis, Millett said. In other action, accepted a donation of 3 water bottle filling stations from VFX Plumbing, Mr. and Mrs. Van Fiddler, and Middle School Pirate Cove Cafe Fund for student fees. Approved the 5-year forecast for the fiscal year 2020. Renewed the sublease agreement between the district and Harcattis Tri-County Community Action Organization, Inc. for sublease of the Garaway Belden Center. What's your biz? Raising food at Epic Acres. Owners, Felon and Carrie Harris. Education. Felon and I were both born and raised in Newcomerstown. We graduated from NHS in 1994. Felon worked as a laborer for many years and just recently became self-employed to work strictly with the farm and deliveries. I attended college, receiving a DVM degree from Ohio State in 2002. Location, Guernsey. Current occupation. Carrie is a farmer veterinarian and Phelan a farmer. The services we offer pasture-raised pork, chicken, and turkey delivered direct to the consumer. Contact Carrie Russell Harris at 330-401-8049. Carrie, will you please tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, and Epic Acres? We bought a 60-acre farm south of Newcomerstown in Guernsey, just 4 miles from my parents' farm, in 2006. Felon and I were married the same year. We have 5 kids, 3 of which are grown. 1 in the Navy, 2 in undergrad, and 2 in middle school here in Newcomerstown School District. We are active in school activities and athletics as my younger children play volleyball, football, and basketball. Felon is a biddy ball coach for football and basketball. We are active in 4-H as members of the Buckhorn tribe. We started growing our own food just as a way to provide nutritious food for ourselves, but realized the need is much bigger. We knew we could raise animals with access to green grass, fresh air, and sunshine every day, providing them with a more natural environment, and ultimately provide a more nutritious product direct to the consumer with online sales and a delivery service. We have a mobile retail license from the health department and mobile unit with a trailer with freezer and a generator in order to deliver direct to customers' doors. What is a week on the farm like for you and your family? I work 48 hours as a veterinary practice in Greene, Ohio, every week, while Felon stays home to run the farm. The feeding and watering occurs twice daily and takes a couple hours total. This is the time to ensure everyone seems healthy and is growing well. The key to successful pasture-raising animals is movement. The chickens are in movable pens on pasture that are shifted daily. The turkeys are in an electric wire fence that is moved every 5 to 7 days to fresh pasture. The pigs are in varying sized paddocks with an electric fence on pasture and/or in the woods, which is rearranged every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on their impact pertaining to that space. We purchase a custom-made mix of grain in bulk, so usually one trip every 1 to 2 weeks accomplishes this important component to our farm. We purchase the chickens and turkeys at 1 day of age and raise them to 8 to 12 weeks for chickens and 10 to 15 weeks for turkeys. Because birds do not like to be wet and cold, we typically only grow them from April to November, which is pushing it for the season. November is one of the busiest months because we raise a batch of turkeys specifically for Thanksgiving and the holiday season. This means that we have a little slower time during the winter. Those months are spent on the tech side of things: website, marketing plan, and forecasting the growing season for the spring and summer. Pigs are more tolerant of the weather if they have a little shelter, so we have pigs year round. We have a farrow to finish hog operations, so twice a year we are especially busy birthing piglets. Of course, we spend some days loading animals for trips to the butcher shop. What would you like to highlight for us? We are a local alternative to the grocery store factory raised meats. We strive to have each of our animals raised as natural as possible and provide the freshest frozen meat direct to the consumer. Our family's goal is to keep our money local for the area economy. We own 2 farms that we hope to generate money from so that they can stay in our family as functioning and contributing incomes. It's very hard to make your entire living from farming or even make a profit, but we hope to achieve this objective for our community and our family's future. We are a young couple with a family that had a dream to stay where we were born and raised, and farming definitely has its challenges, but as a family farm, we are determined to continue this legacy. Dover Public Library to host Christmas Civil War program. The Dover Public Library will host a virtual Civil War program about Christmas at 6:30 p.m. December 10th via Zoom. The program will feature historian Chris Hart. Hart will portray veteran William Chilcote as he prepares to receive guests in his home on Christmas Eve, 1893. The program will cover how Christmas was celebrated in song, food, and fellowship during the war. Hart is the creator of the History Comes to Life program, which combines history and storytelling. Hart portrays historical and fictional characters in his program. He also serves as an adjunct faculty and guest lecturer at several universities and has served as program development manager at historic Roscoe Village in Coshocton. The Tuscarawas County Historical Society recently awarded Hart the Zeisberger Heckwelder Medal for outstanding contributions to local history. Minerva is to celebrate the small businesses on Saturday. Minerva will celebrate Small Business Saturday, a day dedicated to the local businesses, on November 28th. Small Business Saturday was created by American Express in 2010. Businesses throughout the village will offer discounts, giveaways, door prizes, and activities. A map of all participating businesses, their hours, and specific offers will be available at the businesses. The first 3 customers at each location will receive a bag filled with information, coupons, and treats. Participating businesses include C&E Surplus and More, 227 North Market Street, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Suite A, 1400 Raff Road, Hinton Primitives and Christmas Tree Farm, 9832 Stump Road, Illuma Art Lamp Shop, 221 North Market Street, Coleman's Motors and Mowers, 310 Valley Street, Kishman's IGA, 202 East High Street, Grinders Above and Beyond, 404 East Lincoln Way, Market Street, Art Spot, 219 North Market Street, McDonald's, 601 East Lincoln Way, Medicine Center Pharmacy, Minerva Music Center, 251 East Street, Ray Jewelry, 106 North Market Street, Sandy Springs Brewing Company, 232 North Market Street, Simply Scarves and Such, 111 North Market Street, Svan's CCW and Armory, 113 North Market Street, Tropical Paradise Pet Store, 202 West Street, and Whimsical Winnie's at 222 Market Street. Anyone visiting at least 6 of the participating businesses, getting a map stamped or signed, and returning it to the Minerva Chamber office by December 6th will be entered into a drawing for prizes donated by Whimsical Winnie's, Real Integrity Real Estate Services, Illumum Art Lamp Shop, Svan's CCW and Armory, and Minerva's McDonald's. There was damage to the Strasburg Bank expected to be repaired this week. A 64-year-old man operating a semi-truck and trailer from Canada caused an undetermined amount of damage at the SSB Community Bank located at 152 North Wooster Avenue in Strasburg on Saturday afternoon. The driver was cited. Police Chief David Warwick said police received the call about 1:19 p.m. Saturday that a semi-truck with a trailer had tried to turn around at the bank and the trailer hit the canopy at the drive-through window. Warwick said the driver gave no reason why he turned onto 2nd Street Northwest. The driver was not injured. Warwick said the driver pulled into the employee parking lot, drove over the stones and landscaping, and tried to turn around on Kopitsky Drive, and the trailer hit the canopy. The damaged area is expected to be repaired this week. Well, friends, this concludes the reading of the Times Reporter for Tuesday, November 24th. My name is Pam. Thank you for allowing me into your home today. Please remember to stay safe, you be abundantly blessed, and do what you can to make today a really great day.